Yeah. So we were talking about the autopilot and its requirement, which we have already completed it. So today we are going to discuss about the policies and settings that we're gonna deploy so that we can manage the compliance and securities in the environment. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, so we were at this stage of creating the profiles. Okay, for the Windows disabling chat icons and setting catalog. So why it was required and why we were doing that? If you will see that there was a requirement in Alan's organization. Okay, need to reload. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there was a configuration profile that we call the policies also. So there was a requirement, and I will just read the requirement, then I will proceed. Yes, okay. Alan wants to further customize device upon startups by removing the new chat icon from the taskbar in Windows 11 devices. He can do this in Intune. So chat icon, if you will talk about, this is the chat icon I expect, or chat icon used to be, wait, chat chat GPT. I think it's removed for this device too. Microsoft has removed it from their end itself. So he wants to configure that setting to remove that chat icon. So and he want it to done. He want this to be done globally. So what he's going to do? He's going to create the profile. Okay, Windows 10 and later. Profile type, settings catalog. Because this catalog is already available, that is why he's choosing setting catalog, naming and all done. Now most important part comes, that is adding the settings. So which setting should be added and in what section it should be added? For that we can refer the Microsoft Learn documents to understand that if we are applying a particular setting, then what is going to happen. So we call it setting picker. So if you will search on Google that need setting picker for the policy to disable or enable some settings, you will get that easily. And after getting that, you can apply the settings accordingly. Now you got the option here, configure chat icon. I want to disable it. I have disabled it. Done. This setting is configured. Likewise, you can configure other settings also, like device lock. If you want to do something in the device lock, you can do that. So these are the configuration settings available with you in the setting catalogs, which can be used to allow or block something on the users devices. So we are preparing the autopilot environment. We have disabled this setting for end user, that configuring chat icon should not be visible to the end users on their devices which are enrolled in your tenant. Now we will be adding the group. So this is the default group that we are using because we want to deploy the policy to everyone. We are selecting that group. Next, scope tags not required, review and create. The policy is created now. Okay. Now select next to experience how Alan configures Windows Hello for Business policies for autopilot. Configured Hello for Business. So he is going to configure the Hello for Business policy as well. Windows Hello for Business is a method of signing into Windows devices without a password. Windows Hello for Business replaces password with a strong two-factor authentication and allows to biometric sign-in based on facial recognition or fingerprint recognition. So if you are creating it, you are allowing the end users in your environment to access the Windows Hello for Business services that they can log in with their PIN, fingerprint, face lock. I think, yeah, these things are there. So they can do that. Now we'll be configuring that setting for global. Again, Windows 10 and later. Profile type is going to be template because the settings catalog defines the settings which are there on the Windows end and which you want to enable or disable. But templates you have, there are several templates available in Intune that you can use to configure any setting. If you are configuring any settings, then templates need to be chosen. So if you will read about this, template contains group of settings organized by functionality. Use a template when you don't want to build policies manually or want to configure device to access corporate networks such as configuring Wi-Fi or VPN. So in these cases we are doing this. So you can see these cases. If you have your tenant ready, you can see in your tenant as well. So moving ahead, identity and protection, because it comes under identity and protection. Windows Hello for Business policy. Next, configure, enable. Now if you will enable it, there are several settings you will be getting. You will be asked that whether do you want to allow this, do you want to allow this or not. So accordingly, minimum password length you have kept as 6, maximum you have kept as 10. Enable pin recovery enabled. Use trusted platforms module TPM. It is very much required. Now why it is required? Alan wants Contosho employees to have the ability to use biometric authentication like facial and fingerprint recognition. With Windows, Hello authentication happens when the employee provides their unique biometric identifier. I hope everyone is getting the things as of now. Guys, are we on the same pace?
Yes.
Okay. So we are allowing the biometric authentication also. Next, we will select the group assignment whom we have to assign it. Okay. Created. Now applications are also required to be pushed. What Alan is going to do? He will create the application. So these things, if you have already in your environment, what you will do, you will add, just go to there and you will add the groups. If you have the applications already ready in your environment and you want to push it, so you will just add the group which you have created during deployment profile and then you can push it. Now here he wants to deploy the Office application. So Office applications he has selected to deploy in the app section. Okay. And then next, update channel, current channel. With the current channel he wants to do. Next, will be adding the group in the required mode. See, if you are deploying any application. Yes. Okay. If you are deploying any applications, you will get these options: required, available for enrolled devices, uninstall for any application assignments, which is very important. So if you are adding a group in required mode, what is it going to do? Anyone? Anybody have any idea that if we are going to add the group in required?
So I mean, like whosoever users in that group, the
Mhm.
application will be pushed to those users, right?
Okay, so what is the difference between push and available?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Now I got it. Like so available means that they can check on their that app store.
App Store,
So
yeah.
yeah, and the required is like mandatory that they have. It will push automatically, right? The
Hmm.
required one.
Hmm. The required one will automatically push the application and it will download it at the backend silently. Okay, user has not to intervene or do something. But if you are making it available, that application will be available in the company portal
Mm.
and user can go there and install the application. Okay, so
Then
here,
you can silent installation, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, required,
installation or demand installation.
hmm, in the
Got
required, it is silent installation. Archana, could you please repeat your question? Let me take it again. I couldn't hear it properly.
now, no, Vipin, since you have asked about the change, what is the difference between these two? So I was trying to explain that.
Mm,
If you add group, it will be a silent installation.
yeah, yeah,
Whoever added to that group, that user will get these.
yeah.
Uh,
User or device will get this application
yeah. So
automatically.
is it a user specific or device specific here?
Depends upon you. The group you can add, it might contain users also, it might contain device also.
Okay,
It
got it.
totally depends, yeah. If you are using a dynamic group, dynamic user group, then all users will be there. If you are using dynamic device group, all devices will be there. If you are using a custom group or security group, then there will be devices and users both can be there in a particular group. But here, what is the scenario? Here, the scenario we have that we are using a deployment profile group, which we are going to deploy it for the autopilot. So here there is a difference in the scenario. The group doesn't contain any membership yet in the group because there is no autopilot hash id uploaded, means the workflow which I explained that day. No autopilot hash id uploaded. Until unless hash id is not uploaded, it won't come in that group. As soon as the hash id will be uploaded, the device will come in that group which we have created, defined as jettd. Okay, dynamic query we have used jettd. Okay, as soon as it will pick any device starting with jettd, it will pick up. Jettd means autopilot. Okay, it will pick that device in the group and it will start pushing the profiles from here.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, then it's created, application is created. Select next to experience the out-of-box experience, autopilot experience for Contoso employees, employed out-of-box experience. Now, a user device has enrolled. Out-of-box experience page looks like this if it is user-driven. Okay, we have to make it sure that it is user-driven. Megan Vaughn, a Contoso employee, has just received her new Windows 11 device shipped directly from supplier. See, the main agenda of the autopilot. Shipped directly from the supplier while working from home. Windows 11 is a global operating system, so she begins by first verifying her country. She verified the country. Now network needs to be chosen, connect, password and all. Okay, so this is user driven. If it is a white glove, then it will be done by the supplier itself. Everything will be done. Checking for updates. Okay, here now user will put the credential. It is in the same way, the way we enroll the device or the way we add the device with the intra ID. What we did when we learned the intra ID joining, we learned it. going to the device, work or school account and putting the credentials there. Consider it as the same page. This is the same page. Once the user will put the credential, the device will be there automatically under the username in the intra. Getting everyone?
Yes.
So when we perform the autopilot, so autopilot is what we are mainly doing. We are joining the device. We are doing the intra join of the device. Okay, so here user will put the credentials. See the logo and all Contoso logo because we have defined this logo in the out of box experience page. Sign in. The ESP page comes. Okay. Now the Megan has signed in to the device for the first time. The device is set up with policies and apps tailored for Megan's role. The policies and apps relevant to Megan's begin loading. Means whatever you have defined in there, means once we were creating the profile, we created the configuration profiles, we created the application. So these things we have already defined in and they are not now coming up on the device. They are now coming up on the device. So it could take a few minutes for all configuration steps to apply. It takes a bit time to apply as it might take longer to install all application depending on the application size or network performance. With the device preparation and device setup stages complete, the setup triggers Megan's account login, begin account setup, create synchronizes profile background, loads the setup interface in her user contacts. So everything the setup interface is being loaded in the user's context. Again, it will check for the updates. Okay, as you have configured the policy for Windows Hello for Business, now the user is getting that option to proceed with that. Okay, if you haven't configured it, it won't come. You can skip. Now Megan wants to set up the pin. Okay, let her set up the pin. All set, done. Now the Windows Autopilot has finishing installing required apps and applying policies. The device is ready to use. Okay, everyone has got it. Those who haven't joined the previous sessions, so they can go through the recordings. I'll be uploading it today. Now we are validating it from here. Okay, just allow me 1 minute. Someone is at door. I'm back. So yeah, I was talking about here in the settings app, the about section, Megan can see her device has been upgraded to Windows 11 Enterprise Edition 1 because we have configured that settings. Next, access our school account. We will verify whether the device is joined or not. From the access our to school account, can see that she is connected to Contoso through Azure AD. At the top right, close the settings and conclude the guided stimulation. Okay, it's completed. So if anybody have any doubt in it that how we have configured it, yet we are going to see it live performing by ourselves. It was a guided session, so we have just observed that how the Alan is performing the things. But we can configure the settings by ourselves also in our environment and do the things. Anybody have anything to say or any doubt?
Yes, Vipin, I need to know how the required apps are, getting deployed to this machine.
The required apps are already created. Okay.
How they are created? Could you please guide us through that? For example, Teams, Adobe, other, what would be the required apps for an organization
Okay.
would get installed to this machine,
Okay. Okay. Good
where
question.
we have configured that part.
So it was the guided session actually, so it wasn't shown there, but I will show it here to you that how we are doing it in Intune. Okay. So talking about the apps part, other apps, if you want to configure the other apps, you should have the app profile if you want to deploy the Win32 app or Microsoft Store. So there are these many types of deployment which you can use it to deploy the application. And it totally depends upon you or your organization that which type of profile you are going to use to deploy the applications. Till here, we are good. Okay.
Yes.
So we have the option to deploy Windows app in 32 applications, or we can deploy the built-in apps also. So built-in apps, you have to select the built-in app. These are the built-in apps, mainly for iOS and Androids. Okay. So these can be deployed if you are deploying on the profile. If you want to do for the Win32, there should be a package application package being created. There should be Intune Win file to be uploaded. So that Intune Win file will be uploaded here. You have selected Win32. Select. Okay. Select the package file. Package file means that Intune Win file only you have to select. I'll be showing this an example post creating one package so that you guys can understand it well. So once the package will be created, the application will come here, and then you can deploy it in required mode or in available mode, whatever you want. If you want to install it directly on the user's device, you can deploy it in the required mode, and you can use that group which you have used for the copilot, sorry, autopilot.
If it's going to be push mode, then it will happen automatically in the background. If not available means it is available in the company portal.
Yeah, so there are business applications in the organizations which are requested that they should be available in the company portal because there are only few users, those who are going to use those applications. So in those scenarios, what we are doing, we are making those applications available so that users, those who are enrolled in the environment, they can go to the company portal and install them.
Okay.
Okay, so till now we are clear with this. I'll not taking this topic now. I'll be discussing about the requirement of the autopilot again, and then from tomorrow we can do it in our environment. We can create our own deployment profiles and autopilot profiles to test the things. So if anybody have any questions regarding prerequisites or regarding anything, so you can ask today, or any doubt with the previous sessions, so we can take it up. Because I don't want to start a new topic in the middle of the session. It should start from the starting. Okay, let me share this link also with you guys. So you can save it or bookmark it regarding the autopilot. I have a document ready regarding the autopilot, which which also I'll be sharing with you guys so that you can go through it. Okay, so is there any question, anybody from any of the topics, anything? I can take that regarding policies, uh, regarding the settings, regarding configuration. Anyone? Okay, no problem. Then let me ask the questions. Okay, so if you in your organization there is a person coming and asking that I want to enroll my personal device and I want to get that device managed with your organization. We have he or she have a Windows device and she says that you can manage my device and I want to avail all the facilities, but once I leave the organization I need I don't want to perform anything on the device and my device should be removed from the platform. What you gonna do? How you gonna achieve this with the help of Intune?
So it's a personal device, right? She
Yeah,
wants to. Okay. So we'll go with the bring your own device option.
no, Jamin. Actually, she says that you can manage it fully.
Oh, so, okay. So she wants to fully manage it. So then we'll join it then. Uh,
And then she says that I don't want to perform anything. Once I leave the organization, my device should be removed from the tenant.
yeah. So we'll. Yeah. So when she's gone, we have to like remove the device from the Intune then, right?
Yeah, removing the device will from Intune will remove everything on the device and also.
Remove the profile.
Okay. Anyone else? Do you
So
guys
I think
remember
we
retire, wipe, autopilot
oh
reset?
Vipin bro, I think we have to join the device through company portal with when we enter the credential it will ask right Microsoft Enter ID. I think we have to click on that and then
Mm,
we have to
mm,
join the
mm.
device.
She says that you can manage it fully. But when I leave the organization, I need the device to be free from the organization end.
So we'll register the device through the hardware ID, and then
Correct?
at the time of resignation or when she wanted to resign from that particular thing, so she can place a request or she can ask us to remove the deregister the device.
She says that I don't want to perform any action. Once I remove it, should be removed. Means once it will be she'll be leaving the organization, yeah, there will be information communicated to the IT that yeah, she is leaving the organization. But once she is leaving, it should be configured like that. Means she is leaving the organization, so her device should be removed from the tenant.
Okay.
I mean, we can do then. We can wipe the data.
Correct, correct, correct.
Right?
That's the correct way.
Okay.
So we, in the sense, use a site, right?
No, 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 no. We in the sense means IT engineers,
Organization.
administrator.
Right.
So administrator should be notified first, right? Instead of wiping up the data from the device, so we can
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
deregister the device, and she can. Oh, sorry. So after deregistration, data will
Reset
remain.
reset will be required, Sena. Post,
Got it.
yeah. If you will deregister the device, deregistration is completed, user is still using the device. It is going to take 3 to 4 days. That if there is no policy means no configuration or settings being applied on the device, it will become non-compliant, but still the data will be there in the device for
Okay.
30 days.
We'll be pushing a command to wipe out the device.
Yeah, we'll be
Got it.
pushing a command to wipe the device from Intune. If we will do the wipe, it will clean the deployment profile which you have pushed from the organization and it will keep her personal data what she has kept in.
So it will not be a what we call a refresh of the operating system. It's just a deletion of the company profile from the device.
Correct, correct. There will be no requirement of the reset.
Okay. So,
And
well, when the device is set to be fully managed,
hmm,
so all her data is going to store on her desktop or on her OneDrive, right?
yeah, correct.
But if we wipe out the company profile or company related stuff from that device, whatever the data that she or he saves in that,
Hmm.
so obviously it will be saving on your OneDrive or on the downloads, right? Sorry, on the desktop or OneDrive.
Yes, correct.
So obviously that environment will fall under the company profile only, right?
Yeah,
Company,
company profile, but obvious your OneDrive is your company profile.
huh. So when we are deleting the profile, then the data should be automatically getting out of the device, no? That she'll be losing the personal data.
Deleting the device, she won't be able to lose the personal data. It will still be there if it is in downloads, if it is on desktop, but she won't be able to access the OneDrive live because it
Right.
won't. Yeah, the device will become non-compliant if you will delete it.
Okay, got it, got it. So whatever the data on the desktop, see, we have the desktop always sync with OneDrive,
Yes.
and when whatever the data I save, that will be syncing to OneDrive itself.
Yeah.
When the company profile or the user, this thing is said to be wiped out.
Hmm.
If we push the command to wipe out the data from the
Hmm.
device,
Hmm.
so obviously it is going to wipe out from the desktop and its storage locations, which is linked with the company, right? So
Yes,
which is a
yes. It is going
desktop.
to.
Desktop is also part of that thing and work
Yeah,
environment.
means every data, whatever is there on the device from the organization or every data which is syncing with the OneDrive will be removed.
Hmm. So the only place that she can save her data, the personal data is downloads.
Yeah,
Got it.
or C drive.
Got it. We anyways we are going to untip the C drive and we have no provision to save any data over
Yeah,
there.
there is one more option. Why we can do? Okay, if it
Okay.
is BYOD enrolled, we do the retire thing. We can do the autopilot reset also. If you have enrolled the device with autopilot, not joined with Azure active intra joint, you have not performed the intra joint action, then you can perform the autopilot reset also. There is an option autopilot reset.
Got it, sir. Got it.
So
Thank you.
autopilot reset when you will perform as soon as the device will log in, the reset will start. The reset will be completed. User don't have to do anything. Once the reset is completed, everything is back to the normal. Anything else? Anyone?
I'm not getting any doubt right now. Once we start doing practical, then it will come
Mhm. Yeah,
slowly.
practicals we will be doing. As of now, let me see if I have the autopilot document which I made it. Okay, so this is the autopilot document which I created. I'll be sharing with you guys so you can go through the requirements, licensing, cloud services, supported Windows version, network requirements. So anyone, what is the network requirements for autopilot to be configured? Which ports needs to be allowed?
80 443.
Okay. Device registration, hardware IDs. I haven't told about how we collect the hardware IDs yet. I'll be telling tomorrow that thing because we'll be performing the live actions. Then deployment profile to be created, required apps and policies. So everyone have understood with that link which I have shared. I can share it again with you guys. Okay, so you can follow these steps means number of times as you wish, and you can learn from here as well. Okay, so any doubt anyone? So in the autopilot, if we'll talk, the main part is only configuring the profiles, configuring the SP page. Once you have that, you can do whatever you want. If you want to deploy any application, just get that application created, and you do the assignments to that particular deployment profile group which you have created. In required mode, that application will be pushed during the provisioning.
Can we also push, uh, for example, printer settings that
Correct?
after
Yeah.
it will auto configure the printer and like just like IT person don't have to manually add the printer for the user, right? It will.
That also we are doing through policies.
Okay.
Okay, so there are printer hardening policies. We are allowing particular set of the printers as printers communicate over the server. Okay,
Mhm.
so the printer servers are being added in the whitelisting part of the hardening, because we are hardening that. We are creating a hardening profile. We are creating the policy such as that the printers outside of your organization cannot print. Okay, means if you want to
Mhm.
connect with the outside of your organization printers, you won't be able to connect with your organization managed devices because you have configured the policy to not allow the server outside of your organization, printer server outside of your organization.
Okay.
So you configure the list of the servers where the printers are established, and then those servers will only be allowed to be connected with the printers.
Mm.
And same goes with the edge also. So there is edge profile also being created.
Mhm.
In the edge profile, you are defining that particular sites need to be allowed, particular site need not to be allowed, and you are creating the inbound and outbound rule from the edge only.
Okay.
Okay, that's totally the part of the security thing, but yeah, we should understand that how it is actually happening in the background.
Mm. But don't you think like they might be using another web browser then if they can use
Ah,
on that?
that is also the thing. What we are doing, we are configuring a policy to block the third party browsers.
Browser.
So except Edge, none of the browsers will work in their device. If you will install it, automatically it will uninstall or it won't be functionable.
Okay.
That is another policy. It depends upon the requirement. If you will talk, if your organization is asking that I need, they will give the list of the things.
Okay.
Okay, so I work with a startup. So they gave me the list of the configurations that they wanted in their environment. So what I did,
Mm.
I connected with them and with their team, and then I helped them to configure those settings, those policies, and testing, because if we configure any settings, we do the testing of it whether it is working fine or not. So we
Mhm.
did the testings. There were some conflicts as per the list. So whoever prepares the list of the policies, or whoever put in the requirements, that guy might not be so technical to understand that the same settings I am putting it in two policies or three policies, the same settings might be there. If the same settings might be there in three policies, and in one policy we are allowing that setting, and in another policy we are blocking that setting, then what is
Mm.
going to happen? It's going to create the conflict, and once it is going to create the conflict, none of the policies will apply.
Okay.
So like that, it's upon us, upon Intune administrator, that how he is going to configure the setting just to fulfill the requirement what is being asked from the management.
Okay. And is there any way to check that what policies were pushed to the user
Yeah,
with the
it's also a good question. User, so there are policies which are user based or which are device based.
Mm-hmm.
If you are pushing any settings, okay, setting policy, then you are pushing it for the device based. Okay. If you are pushing any certificate, any license or something like certificate policy, if you are pushing, so what you gonna use? You are going to use user context for that.
Mm. Okay.
We can take the example as we were creating the Windows Hello for Business policy. Okay, so
Mm.
why it was not user based? Why it was device based?
The Windows Hello. I mean, it needs a person, right, to
Yeah, it
use that.
needs a person. It needs a person. So here confusion comes. If it needs a person, then it should be a user based profile.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's not the user based profile, because
Okay.
you are creating the you have created the autopilot group, and you want this to happen during the autopilot phase, autopilot enrollment phase.
Mm.
So the group which you have it's a device based group, not the user based group. The device will come in that group once it is in the autopilot, in your tenant, in your Intune. It is uploaded, the hardware ID is uploaded, it will directly come to that group, and that group is being added in the policy. So the policy will go to the device, not to the user.
Okay. Mm.
So it's like that. So if you are using the autopilot deployment profile groups to deploy anything, it is always device based.
Mm.
Anyone else? Anything? We have pretty good number of days left with us. So autopilot, I expect that it will be completed tomorrow. Post completion the autopilot, I'll be taking the scripting thing, and what is the requirement of the remediation scripts and platform scripts. So there are two types of scripts in the environment, remediation and platform, and why we create the scripts, what is the requirement if we all already have the policies to apply the settings. So what is the requirement of creating the remediations, creating the scripts. You guys can research about it. I'll be asking this tomorrow if anyone have read about it. It's just the theory part, so you can read also, research about it, read, see the screenshots, and why there are few things which policies cannot fulfill, but scripts can fulfill, vice versa. So this you can prepare and read and come. We'll be discussing about it. Okay, guys, anyone have anything, any questions? Okay, so main agenda was creating the deployment profile, understanding that how autopilot works usually. If you want to add more things in the autopilot section, autopilot part, like adding more application, adding more policies, adding conditional accesses, so these things we can do accordingly as per the requirement. So I'll be just preparing few requirements which we can perform, which are very basic and which are mostly used in the organizations. So I will prepare those requirements by myself, those requirement list, and then we will be applying in our environment, which we will be creating by ourselves. Okay, guys, anything, or we can close for the day today.
Yeah, we are good.